He's an icon. He's an icon. She's a very delicious icon. And this has me very, very angry. Apparently, a Mummy sequel, a direct sequel to Brendan Fraser's Mummies, is being made. Another one, with Brendan Fraser maybe returning and Rachel Weisz maybe returning. Great. Thank you, Hollywood. You're getting poor old Brendan Fraser out of his house for this. Brendan Fraser, who he himself says, yeah, he needs a job, he needs some money. So of course, why not come back to this franchise and get paid a couple mil? To completely nuke the story once again. Because it's not like you've already done it twice in a row. In 2007, then once again in whenever the fuck, 2017. You would think that when rebooting a film, rebooting films, that you would try to make them better, Hollywood, but no, your movies just tend to get worse. How do you fucking ruin Jet Li as a mummy who can turn into a dragon? How do you make that terrible and forgettable? It's insane to me. The Mummy movies for me, people say, oh, they're such a great guilty pleasure, so entertaining. Yeah, it's all pleasure and no guilt, because I love the Mummy films, the first two. The second one is meh, mid as fuck. I will never, ever, ever forgive anyone who says the first Mummy, though, is shit. If you think the first Mummy is shit, you need to touch grass. I know me saying that is very ironic because I look like this, but still, go and touch some fucking grass. Now we have this new movie coming out, and look, many people are going to think, oh, please, no. This is going to be another abomination. What could the story possibly be? How are you going to reboot this? Is it like you've rebooted several other IPs or made a sequel or requel to them? It almost always ends up in shit. But I know what the plot will be. I know. I know Hollywood like the back of my hand. I know Hollywood like my shit at midnight. I know what it looks like. I know what it smells like. With Ellen Ripley's character apparently making a return, with Sigourney Weaver saying she's read a new script for a new Alien film that's removed from Alien Romulus or any of the other Alien projects we've seen, that might be a direct sequel to Alien Resurrection. I might make a whole video on that. We're seeing more and more of these old stars returning. Legacy sequels up the ass. And every legacy sequel, for the most part, there are some really great ones, but for the most part, every legacy sequel that's mediocre to bad has a similar formula. And we know what the formula is, okay? You tell me if what I'm saying sounds like a stretch, okay? You tell me if I'm wrong about this. I can predict to you everything that's going to be in the new Mummy sequel if they make it. I know it's not confirmed yet, it's just rumors and all that, but we know Universal and all these studios fucking love to make money, right? And they think this is the way to do it. It's crazy because there's also another Mummy film coming out, and with the Universal, IPs like Frankenstein getting a return, you know that they're going to make a movie like this. So, remember this dude? This little boy from The Mummy 2, the son of Rick and Evelyn. You remember that this guy grows up to be this guy in the third film, in the worst of the trilogy? Very forgettable character at that. Well, this new movie, because Rick O'Connell is old as fuck, because Brendan Fraser is old as fuck, you know that they can't make him the leading star, even though he should be, but he can't carry the action scene, so they need to make a new generation be front and center. But I don't think it's going to be him. He might make a cameo, but I don't think he's going to be the center point of this film. I think it'll either be a girlfriend or a wife character of his, or a new character completely, a new female character completely, who will be the protagonist. She will be supporting protagonist to the lead, which would be Brendan Fraser, but she's going to be the center point of the film. He might have a cameo, but he's not going to be the main dude. They're going to be divorced. How much you want to bet? They do this every fucking time. He's going to be divorced. Him and Evelyn are going to have gone through issues. They're going to be divorced since the last time we saw them. He's going to be retired and living at home and no longer on speaking terms with his son. That's the main reason for his son not being in the film. That's the way they can write the son out. She's probably going to be with someone else. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood is going to literally piss us off as Mummy fans. They're going to ruin one of the best couples ever by saying, oh, they just divorced and she's with someone else and he's depressed living at home. Every time they did this with Indiana Jones too, I'm pretty sure something like this, similar, some divorce shit happened and she's gonna come in. Yes, this is the same chick from the Indiana Jones new shit movie. I'm putting in her because I don't know what other actress I have in mind for this. Fuck this character, but she's gonna come through. All right, she's gonna be this new chick that's trying to revitalize things. She's gonna be approaching Rick O'Connell, who's basically retired, living at home, maybe he's an alcoholic, and she's gonna be trying to get his help. This is the inciting event, okay? She might be a relative or daughter of him. Remember that badass Faye dude, the Magi dude from the first two Mummy films? Well, he's not going to be in this film, but his daughter will be. And she's gonna say, oh, before he disappeared or died, the film probably kills him off, he sent a message to Rick. He needed Rick to know something that's happening before dying, and he sent it off to his daughter so she could be the one to contact Rick. Tell me I'm wrong about this. They do this in every film. So the remains of Hamunaptra, which was destroyed at the end of Mummy, something was recovered from the remains. A book that Rick had put an end to, seemingly. The Book of Hamunaptra is back. And it's being used. And this was also, I think, the Book of Death, or at least the Book of Life, was featured in the Mummy reboot in 2017, that dog shit film. And a group of elites now has this book because they have a specific goal in mind. You see, a new corporation wants a new world order. A global, multi-corporate freaking cult. They want to start a new world order with this dark power. The dark power of cursed mummies. They want to... Tell me I'm wrong! They do this in every film now! They want to weaponize mummies for military use, and then use immortality as well, maybe if they can find a way to get the immortality from mummies and the curses, for certain humans, certain elites in the organization. So they want an army of mummies that can't die at their disposal. So they can win all the wars and take over the world, essentially. That's what they want. You think they're not going to do this? Jurassic World, Alien, think of every single IP you know that has some kind of monsters or whatever that's weaponized by the humans. They always say we need them for military use. All the time. You think they're not going to weaponize zombies from the dead? Of course they fucking are. They did it in Tron too. Bro, in the new Tron Ares movie, they're like, yo, let's weaponize the grid. We're gonna use these as soldiers now, right? They're going to do it. I don't know why I use this picture. Sorry, Brendan Fraser. My bad. You're my boy. He doesn't have the fight in him anymore. He's an alcoholic at home who's retired, so he doesn't want to help. He's like, fuck this, I'm over this. It's probably all bullshit. Just call the cops, tell your local authorities, little girl, and leave me alone. So she's like, fine, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to stop them myself, even if you won't help me. It's a shame, Rick. I was told such great things about you from my dad in his heyday. You were a legend. The exact dialogue, word for word, is going to be used here, right? So, let me tell you a couple things about this character. She's going to be a very smart archaeologist or historian. Conveniently has all the things that are needed for a mummy story, right? It's the same. She has basically all the skills of Evelyn and Rick combined, okay? She has hand-to-hand fighting skills. She was trained by her dad in shooting and swordsmanship. She's an expert shooter. Takes on multiple soldiers at once in a fight scene, even. She's a legend. But she does get captured by this organization at some point. This is towards the middle second act. It turns out that the organization, the main mummy that they're trying to resurrect, who has the power over all these armies, is the bastard son of Imhotep and Anck-su-namun, who was thrown out and left for dead. Tell me I'm lying about this. It could be the bastard daughter, but they already did a female mummy before. I don't think they're going to go that same route. Maybe, I could be wrong. It's going to be played by this dude, alright? The dude who played Aladdin. Yes, they're going to find the prettiest boy they can find and then shave his head so he can look like the son of Imhotep. And basically, this dude has a chip on his shoulder, yo. There's a reason why he wants to end the world as the new mummy. He's angry at the world because of what his dad did to him. Neglecting him as a child, throwing him out. So now he's like, fuck this. I couldn't have a childhood, but now I'm the king. My father had his reign, now I'm going to take over and nuke this entire place. Tell me I'm wrong! Tell me that they don't do this every goddamn time. I'm not lying. Rick regains motivation after seeing Evelyn. Maybe they see each other at a funeral or some kind of get-together with other friends. And it's been a long time since they spoke, but they have a conversation and they kind of talk about things, why things went wrong. And Evelyn says, you lost the spark, Rick. Things weren't working out because the energy was gone. The passion was gone. The Rick I knew wasn't the man I fell in love with is no more. So, because she says this to Rick, that incites Rick. This gives him newfound motivation to be like, you know what, I'm going to prove her wrong. I'm going to get Evelyn back. But I need to return to form. So I'm going to go and help this daughter of this Magi dude that randomly came up to me and said, I need your help. I'm going to go help her. I'm going to go cross the world to help her. So I can prove that I'm still the good old Rick O'Connell, right? So he goes to save her. Maybe he finds Uncle John and he gets the old weapons and some of his old guns that John has in storage for some reason. I don't know why. We need him to have a cameo, right? It's a legacy sequel. And then he goes off. He goes off to help her. He goes off to hunt. He's back to old form. Rick O'Connell 40 years later almost. So this becomes an action adventure where he helps her escape from this organization's clutches, and they're fighting an army of mummies because now the mummies have returned. And he starts leveling cities with his new sand powers and shit. He starts creating faces within sand tsunamis and throwing them at cities, right? But there's a cathartic moment between him and Rick O'Connell. In their final fight, Rick basically tries to distract this dude from killing everyone else. He's like, I need him to target me and me only. I need his revenge and anger to be targeted at me. So he says, listen, your father loved you. The truth is, I killed him before he got a chance to raise you. He came back from the dead, Imhotep, to resurrect his wife and you. Even though this is a lie, this is bullshit. He says, he almost got you back, but I killed him. So I took your childhood from you. It should be me you're coming after. Leave all these people alone. So this dude loses his mind now and starts like, I'm coming for Rick with all I got. Kill him. He starts sending his armies at Rick, starts coming at Rick. He's now perfectly distracted. And she maybe uses the book or some kind of new magic sword or whatever to deal the final blow while he's distracted, killing the mummy and defeating the armies of evil forever. And Rick saves the day. We've wrapped it in a nice little bow. Evelyn looks at Rick turned on now because, he saved the world from the mummy once again. She's like, he's back. Maybe. So there's a will they, won't they, maybe ending, and then Rick meets his son at the end. They reconcile at the end of the film, making it a nice, happy ending. That's The Mummy 2026, 2027, whenever they decide to make it. Tell me I'm lying. I can read Hollywood like a children's book. Tell me I'm lying. You think that's not what they're going to do? They did it with Indiana Jones, something very similar. They've done it many, many times with all these legacy sequels that go to shit. Trust me, it's going to happen. The main character will be the daughter of someone from the original movies. Could be Uncle John, could be the Magi dude, could be anyone. Maybe Rick has another daughter. Who knows? But that's exactly how it's going to be. Now, what's funny about it is, like I said, there is a mummy film being made right now by Lee Cronin, the dude who made Evil Dead Rise. I'm very excited for it. Wait a minute, did he make it, or was that Fede Alvarez? No, Fede Alvarez made Evil Dead 2013, sorry. So he's making the new mummy film, and I believe there's already casting been thrown out for this. I'm pretty sure this is being produced and shot as we speak. So it's crazy that Universal or whoever the studio is behind this is even considering making another sequel with Brendan Fraser. But that tells you where the paradigm is shifting now. It doesn't matter. I said this with my Frankenstein video. Multiple Frankenstein movies are going to be being made under the IP that they're going to milk out. They're going to do the same thing with The Mummy. We have an original Mummy film now by Lee Cronin. That's a separate film. And then we have Brendan Fraser's Mummy. And I think Lee Cronin's film is going to be the better one of the two, unfortunately. And I love Brendan Fraser. I love those original Mummy movies. But that's exactly how this film is going to go. I'm telling you, this one will be a serious horror film. That's going to be gory and dark and brutal. And Brendan Fraser's is going to be this cheesy action adventure film, like it should be, because that's what the originals were. But now Rick O'Connell is going to be a side character in this pathetic adventure with this other daughter character who's going to fight the son of Imhotep, who's mad because his dad didn't wish him happy birthday. That's what's going to happen. And Evelyn's going to be divorced from Rick. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet I'm wrong? All of you know I'm right. Everyone who knows this is probably laughing to themselves like, this guy's so right. Y'all know what they do. Maybe there's some parts of the formula I'm missing. Comment below if you think there's... Oh, Zaffy, but you forgot that. We're going to add this too. And I'm not... By the way, I'm not one of these anti-woke dudes just talking about DEI all the time. You know this. I didn't mention the word woke once until fucking now. Great. I don't need to. I don't need to do that to tell you why these movies are shite. All I need to tell you is that there's a formula. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about the new Alien film with Sigourney Weaver that apparently has a script ready to go with 50 pages that Sigourney Weaver read and said, this is perfect. This is such a great film. And I have a feeling it's going to be really weird and stupid too. But we'll get to that later. I don't want to be a negative Nancy too much. I'm a Mummy fan. I'm a Brendan Fraser fan. I'm a Rick O'Connell and Evelyn fan. Don't fuck with me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zaffy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.